Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and as promised, today's video is going to be on the hero Mulim, who you probably acquired through the anniversary event of late, Echoes Through the Animus. So we're going to obviously take him through a bit of a showcase. I have him at 3-star. Just going to take him through a bit of gameplay, explain what his abilities are, because he's quite a quirky character. And also he's slightly bugged as well, so which will make this video slightly more interesting. So right, let's get into the video. Right, here he is. I have him at 3-star. I ranked him up to level 32. He's equipped with T4 gear. So for the purpose of this video, when I take him in, just bear that in mind. He's currently available in the event cubes at present. So you could, if you've got the credits to do it, buy the cubes, try and max him out. I've seen someone who has him at 4-star at the minute, but I've not seen a 5-star. So I'm sure there are people who already do have him at 5-star. But yeah, for the purpose of this video, I have him at 3-star. So right, let's go into his skills. As you can see by his profile here, he's a support character, he's a legendary, but he's also got an assassination ability. So he's very unique, very quirky. No one else in the game quite does this at the minute. So for a support character, he's very, very different to many of the others. Most of them usually just give you, like, they attack and obviously buff your heroes to do certain things, but he can actually assassinate. So it does make him very, very quirky. And he is a villain as well. So, you know, use the word hero loosely. So right, let's get into his skills. Right, the first two I'll go through are what happens when you're in combat. So the first one here is causes enemy to lose confidence by showing your distant for them, I think that says. Basically what it does is it puts a debuff on them at the start, like when you use it, and it basically reduces their attack by 25% and their defense by 10% for 10 ticks. So basically makes them hit less harder, and obviously when you hit them you do more damage because their defense is slightly lowered. This is obviously only at a rank 3. This does obviously scale up the higher star level you have him at. Right, the second in combat ability is called hamstringing. Hamstringing the enemy slows their actions and severely lacerates them. So this applies instantly, strikes and inflicts 100% bleed damage and slows the enemy's attack by 20%. So basically, yeah, slows their speed down, so you know they're going to attack you less, plus you've got this bleed on them. Does a nice bit of damage, lasts for a very long time as well. If you still are in combat for after 10 ticks, don't worry, even if you're in it for another 2 ticks, you can recharge this and refresh this ability and put it back on. But again, this is only at rank 3. As you can see here, he can assassinate. So at rank 3, his lethal toxicity is increased by 25%. And he can obviously stealth assassinate from obviously secluded areas, and he can air assassinate as well. So it just makes him as good as obviously any other assassin as it comes to assassinating people. So yeah, he can do what all the other assassins can do despite being a support hero. Right, this ability is very, very intriguing, very good, but this is what is currently bugged a bit at the minute, and I'm going to explain why. So when I get into the video. So basically this raises a party's member lethal toxicity by 25% for their next assassination attempt. So if you apply this to one of your assassins or even yourself, it gives you a plus 25% on that next assassination, that it's going to be more successful. So it's very handy to have, especially obviously, for example, if you've got a 70% chance to assassinate someone, he's the last enemy left in the game to complete the level. Give this a buff, makes it a 95% chance, you more than likely won the video game. So very, very good, and this ability does get extremely good when it hits rank 5. So when it hits rank 5, this ability gives you 100% chance to assassinate somebody. So yeah, if you've got your last enemy and you want to take him down and you're able to assassinate him, boom, apply this on your assassin, done, won the video game, level complete. So amazing ability. You get 2 of these charges, well, 3 charges when you get to rank 5. So yeah, very, very useful ability, and it is just obviously guarantees you an assassination. So absolutely brilliant. Right, he's got a couple of passive abilities here. So just for having him in your team, Passive ability boosts allies' lethality and agility by 6% while this hero is alive. So always nice to have a little bit of navigation around the map, and obviously any assassin that you bring in with him is obviously going to have that little bit of lethality increased as well. So for example, if you have a 90% chance to assassinate somebody with him in your team, it'll go up to 95%. So yeah, lovely little perk just to have him on the team, so it doesn't obviously hinder him. Great little permanent ability, so it's always there, active as long as he's alive. Right, this one here is increases his attack by 15% and critical damage by 30%. Now, I've heard people say that this is slightly bugged as well, and he isn't critting how he should do. I have not really experienced this myself, but this is the whispers I'm hearing. So it looks like 2 of his abilities may be bugged. So yeah, just bearing that in mind when you're playing the hero, or villain as he is. Don't forget, he's a villain. So right, let's take him into a bit of gameplay. We'll take it into the last mission of Region 4. So let's go in here. Obviously, we're going to go into with a team that isn't like that it doesn't recommend. Obviously, I'm not going to take a DPS hero in, so I'm going to take these in. Some of these haven't even got their weapons with them fully and everything, because it is just basically to showcase Mulim. So let's get in. Right, so you will probably see what I mean by the bug here, and I've seen footage that this bug isn't happening at rank 4, but at the rank 3 that I have him at, this is slightly bugged. So as you can see, if I click her, she has a 61% to assassinate this person. So if I then activate his ability and click it onto her, as you can see, that said plus 20% lethality. But now if I click on her again, it still says 61%. So one of 3 things could be happening here. One, it's bugged, it's not applying, and it's completely broken. 2, it is applying, but it's not actually showing the physical check. So it has actually worked, but the visual of the actual ability isn't working correctly. So rather than that going up, it isn't. But judging by what happened with the person at rank 4, that did go to 100%. So it does look like he's bugged at this level. So if I take her in, I mean, we'll never know, because obviously she assassinated him. We don't know whether that went up or not. So at the minute, that does look very bugged, and it is a bit of a shame, really. But as I said, anybody who's got him at rank 3 may have already experienced this. So let's just try and assassinate him here. So that only lasted for 1 charge, what I did then. So the next time I use that, it'll last for my next assassination, and that is it. So let's go in here. Let's just show off a bit of his assassination ability here. So if I was to technically do this to himself here, that should have gone up as well, but it hasn't. I'm really hoping he makes this jump. Nope, he hasn't. And he's fallen, and he's called his mates. Right, so this is, I wanted to show you him on a one-on-one without taking any damage, but that's obviously gone out the window. So if I click this, I've intimidated him. So as you can see, he's got the abilities here that I said, minus to 20%, attack, and minus 10% defense. So if I apply this now as well, he's got a bleed on him. Obviously, it said it was critical, ticked for 51 now. Obviously, the higher level you have him at, the higher star rank you have him at, and obviously the harder weapons you have, that bleed will increase. So don't take that as face value, that will get better. So let's just see if I can being there. See, there you go, hit him for 200 thing, his bleed goes. But because this fella's lacerated, his weapon speed is 20% less, so he's not getting his attacks in as regularly as he would do. So it kind of makes him last a little bit longer in a fight, so I can get 2 attacks in before he gets his next attack in, as if I didn't apply that, I would only be getting 1 in for him to attack me back. But he's going to die here. So yeah, obviously not great at hand-to-hand combat, but let's exit out of that and let's see if I can just get him into a mission where I can actually just get him one-on-one, just so you can see a little bit more like him, and actually hopefully try and get him to see his assassination ability. So should we just take this one in? No, that's not that one. Something with a bit of... Right, let's take this in. Take him in here, because there's probably someone that can assassinate in here. And we'll get going. But yeah, he's a very, 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 very quirky character. As I said, a support hero that can obviously assassinate as well. Very unique. So yeah, here we go. So his ability, there's no point that I can activate the ability. Whether that's doing anything, I don't know. As I said, it could be a visual bug. It may, at this rank, it may be applying without us knowing. But as I said, we will never know. So let's go in. Assassinate him, bang. So you've got a support hero there that can also assassinate as well. So if you've obviously got a mission that tells you to bring in some assassins and a support hero, if you bring him in, happy days, he can obviously do a bit of assassinating for you. Rather than use all your charges on everybody else around the map, it just gives you that couple of bit more freedom to do with what you want to do. So very, very good. So let's get breaking here with Yusuf. Let's go and take him. Look at that damage, because I've got a tier 5 weapon equipped to him. He's just an absolute beast. His throwing knife does so much more damage. So right, let's get him down. Right, let's see if I can get him on a one-on-one battle. Let's just put him on him. It's very hard, but he's probably slower, so it might actually work out a little bit better here. So I'm going to go up, and I'm going to intimidate him, and then I'll slow him down. And then I'm going to just hopefully chip away at him. I may die here, but because he's quite a slow moving character, you can see with that reduction of the 20% weapon speed, he's even slower. So we're just slowly chipping away at him. He's slowly taking some bleed damage, taking quite a while for his bar to fill up. Obviously when he hits us, he does hit pretty hard. Alright, let me do that. Lay that back down so that his attack and defense goes down a little bit more. I don't think I'm going to do him here. I think he's going to do me. Yeah, he did me. But you can see that, you know, he's not obviously ideal, but obviously if you rank him up, it will do slightly more damage and things like that. So yeah, not a bad hero. As I said, it would be nice if he was actually working how he was intended to at my rank. It would have been nice to obviously showcase that his actual abilities were going up when he was obviously buffing his heroes. But as I said, I think the game are looking into it. If you've got him at rank 4 or above, I think he's working perfectly, but at rank 3 seems slightly bugged at the moment. So yeah, that's the end of the video. So thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you found it interesting, quite intriguing. Have a fantastic day and look after yourselves. Take care.